take me on that journey. So TIG, you bought it, you bought 70%. Then what happened?
So we started expanding the business and selling more, but then we soon realised that the business wasn't scalable, so we needed to restructure the business, and that's when we bought the founder of the business out, and we bought the whole business. So for us, it's all about being able to change and adapt and being agile, being flexible, but building a business that could scale.
One of the things I noticed when you did the acquisition of Third Space, it was right in COVID, like a real challenging time for businesses. What made you do that acquisition right in the middle of COVID?
We want to talk about acquisition. So just before I answer that, we did 2 acquisitions before we did. Third Space was third acquisition.
Really? Okay.
So we did Net Consult in 2018, and that was focused on the financial services sector. Excellent business, great people. And the second business we bought was MMR IT. And we did that 2 weeks before lockdown. And as we went into lockdown, we were like, we have to try and integrate this remotely. And it was very, very difficult. Probably one of the most challenging times I've ever had in my life. And I learnt new skills, how to manage remotely, as did everybody else. But having bought a business 2 weeks previously to lockdown, it really hit home. But we did a good job. And then when we came across Third Space, that was a material acquisition for us. It brought in pure cybersecurity skills. It gave us 20 years of identity and access management consultancy. They're the biggest in the UK for identity. And we just thought, this is definitely a great business to add on to the TIG, MSP, transformational business.
And then, what inspired you to do the rebrand into Kocho in 2022? Why did you do that?
TIG was a great brand, and people recognised it. And Third Space was a great brand. We had a lot of brand equity within Microsoft. Microsoft are a key partner. We're very, very well networked within Microsoft, and we work shoulder to shoulder with the Microsoft Enterprise and SMC team. So it was really important for us to have a brand that resonated within Microsoft, but also resonated across the mid to larger customer base, which Third Space was predominantly.
Now, Des, you're not going to like this, what I'm going to say, but when I speak to MSPs, they always tell me how fantastic they are and how unique they are and how they're great and how they're this and that, how they're another. So with Kocho, why is Kocho so good? What are you famous for? Why do customers come to you?
So Kocho means butterfly in Japanese, and butterfly is a symbol of transformation. But you're right, a lot of businesses out there doing transformation and managed services, but why are we different? The difference is with us is that we have a 20-year identity and SecOps cybersecurity heritage, and I think we apply that to everything that we do. We've built around that business transformation change management consultancy. So when we go to a customer with our proposition, it solves a lot of key issues, which are identity, which are transformation to the cloud, because identity is attached to that. SecOps, so managed security services. Again, you need a dedicated team that's focused on SecOps and managing that. And then the third thing is that change management and technology adoption consultancy. So if you bring these together, I don't think there is anyone out there in the market with quite the same combination of skills. And I think that's a unique proposition that we can provide our customers, all of those across their technology adoption process.
One of the complaints I have when I'm recruiting salespeople is they might say to me, "Oh, there's no marketing. Oh, there's no brand. There's nothing to sell, etc., etc." Why do you think Kocho is an attractive proposition for candidates to come to you? Because I often hear that when people come up to me and say, "Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't heard that brand." I'm not saying Kocho, by the way. I haven't heard that brand, or they haven't got any marketing collateral, or they're not really famous for anything. They do too much of other. How would you go around sort of attracting candidates you say, actually, this is why Kocho, you should come and work for Kocho?
Great question, because I agree. From a sales perspective, you want to know what makes me unique, and salespeople want easy ins and easy conversations.
Easy commission, easy ins, easy sales.
Easy commissions. And I think we provide that which is around identity and cybersecurity, because the rest of it, transformation and managed services, comes along the way. Everything that glues all this transformation together is the identity and cybersecurity, and I think that's a unique proposition. So from a sales perspective, the Kocho brand that we launched last year in March, we've put hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds into developing, managing, and you'll see our posts on LinkedIn. We have a 7-people marketing team generating leads. We've got more leads than we know what to do with.
Really? Is that you get more inquiries?
With so much demand out there for cybersecurity and identity that we're literally looking at our sales team, and we need to increase the headcount just to get around all the leads.
Fantastic. Now, the company has gone from a headcount of around sort of 35 to now I'm thinking around 320. Again, a personal question to you. How have you had to adapt and change to manage that additional responsibility? Because you're the custodian of all those sort of people. 35 people is one thing, but 320 livelihoods and people's mortgages and all that sort of stuff is a big responsibility on yourself. So how have you had to adapt personally?
Well, I have a lot of capable people around me, thank God. And I've got a great chairman and a mentor. So I think for me, I feel well supported. I've got the right people around me, and I'm able to adapt as the company grows. And I think that's the thing, is can you be agile in your approach and open your mind to doing things in different ways? Because having a business that's 35 people is very, very different to having a business that's 320 people in the way that you manage the team. No longer can I be the centre of everything. You've then got to delegate and decentralise things and let people make their own decisions. So we have a great management team, a great senior leadership team, and I think that's the cornerstone of it.
On the subject of mentors, most people will be sitting there thinking, well, Des is very successful. Why would he need a mentor? How does he actually identify mentors? So how long have you had this mentor for, and how did you actually identify them?
Well, our chairman's really good. He's really balanced. He's been in the industry for many years. In fact, he was the CEO of Pulson and the founder.
Oh, right, okay.
Marc Howling, do you know Marc?
Yeah, I vaguely know the name. Yeah, I definitely know Pulson. Anyway, as a business.
So he's been through what I'm going through. So I can then use him as a sounding board, and he understands what the pressures are, and is able to advise in the right approach. So I think that's really important to have someone to go to, because being a CEO or being a COO or being a CFO is quite a lonely position. I think the loneliest position is being a CEO, because everything rests on your shoulders. You are responsible for the business. The buck stops with you. But essentially, having that outlet is really important, because it gives you that kind of sounding board.
Which is important, isn't it, when you're in a role like that?
I think so. Everyone needs it. When things are going really well, you've got to keep your feet to the ground and just thank you very much, keep your head down and carry on, and not take anything for granted. When things are challenging, again, you've got to deal with things and manage things appropriately, but keep grounded. And I think you've got to keep this balance of looking at the positive things in the business and in your life. I think it's really important, and stay positive, because if you picture where you want to be and how you want to get there, then you'll get there most of the time. It's belief, isn't it? And you have to believe that you can take the business from here to here, whatever goals you set out, and then picture that and focus on it and believe it.